Have you come across a situation where you wanted to say no and you ended up saying yes? Or you have said no in a very abrupt way or in a very harsh way, but you'd want to say it in a very kind way. So let's learn today the power of saying no. No is a very powerful word when it comes to delegating it, and we need to learn a tool and a skill to develop it in a way that will be effective not only for us but for others too. When I say no, 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 which we have learned so many times, yes and no, but it is so difficult to say no because we don't want to look somebody who is not helpful. We don't want to look somebody who is selfish. We don't want to be bad in front of others. But understand, saying no when actually, or rather saying yes when actually you want to say no, is also very bad to other person because it can be understood through your nonverbal. So let's learn today the art and skill of saying no. Hi, I'm Dr. Deepa Shetty here, and I'm a health coach. My vision is to create a healthy world. I have been listening to a lot of my patients, and I have seen them in stress and distress because a lot of time it has been a situation where they didn't want to say yes and they ended up saying yes when actually they wanted to say no. And when I said that, why didn't you say no? They were like, it doesn't look good. I will look somebody who is very selfish. I will look somebody who doesn't even want to help. So they are putting priorities of others as regards to priority their own self, which is not great. As much as it's not something where you completely ignore others. Ignoring our own self is also not something which will lead you to the person you want to be. So let's understand how do we say no. First, understand why is that we are not able to say no. As I said, we want to look good, or we want to please people, or it looks like you're somebody who is not helpful. So first, develop a reputation beforehand as a person who is hardworking and helpful to everyone. So if in 10 instances you have been helpful to people and one instance you just say no because you have chose to say no in that situation because it's important for you to do what you have set a priority in your life, then it would not look like that harsh. Second important thing is that say it in a very kind way. You don't have to be harsh, and because many times we say it in a defense. We want to protect ourselves. It comes as a defensive behavior in a very harsh way. So learn to say it in a kind way. The words used can be not exactly no, but I would choose to do this time. This does not work for me, and I have other priorities right now, and I'm sorry that I can't help you right now. So there are many ways which can be kind to that person, and at the same time can you are able to express yourself in a very effective way. So learn to say it in a very kind and an effective way. Also, understand that when somebody is trying to delegate their work through you, you're not helping them. You're just making them more dependable on you. And that's very important that you make other person realize this. So say it in a way wherein you can say that I have this priority right now. Can I know what is your priority? If it's your loved ones or a colleague, a co-worker in the office. Can we understand what's your priority because of which I would have to leave something which I'm doing very important. And even if you're not doing anything important, your time with your family, your time with your own self is also important. So when you say yes to other person, you're saying no to your own self. See that. Also express your intention to say yes. You are a yes person. But when it comes to saying yes, at times when you want to say yes to yourself, you're a person who would want to give space and time to yourself also. So that is something which you have to develop, not one day, but you have to develop within a course of time where the people say that this person is helpful. But right now, this person cannot be available for me. So, importantly, even if you are doing it for yourself, it's good. No is not a bad word. It's just the way we are expressing it. It's just the way we are at times, and it's just the way we would want to let others know our priorities. So, if we learn the skill to do that, we can be somebody who is helpful to others as well as somebody who's connected to our own self also. So, we are not, letting go our needs for others. At the same time, we're taking care of others' need also along with ours. It can be a balance of both. So when it comes to colleagues and it comes to friends and it comes to family and it comes to kids, when you want to say no, do say that rather than saying yes or avoiding the whole things to avoid the conflict. That also does not serve the purpose, because you are not only avoiding the person or the situation, you're avoiding the whole relationship which could be built in between these two paradigm. Hope we all will be able to say no when we actually want to do that rather than saying yes, and hence can come across as a person who is ready to be helpful but at the same time wants to create a boundaries so that it can be a healthy boundary between you and me. Hope this video did help you all. This came from a recent tour which I took on a cruise, and where I wanted to say no a lot of times, and I was not able to say in a way which I have never learned. I mean, I've been always been able to say no in a very harsh way. Even if the person looks at me bad, I was never a person who cared about it. I was like, it's okay if the person looks bad. But then I learned that I can be kind enough to say that too. And I was able to do that. So I thought, let me share this experience with you all to say no rather than saying yes, and build the relationship in a very healthy way by creating a boundaries, healthy boundaries between you and them, as and along with that, a communication in a relationship which is very strong enough too. It is not causing any kind of space between two people, but a togetherness, because we created a boundary which is healthy for both of us. And that's how we can cherish this moment forever. And the other person will also value what you are. Rather than that, I would say we will value ourselves and we'll be more confident of who we are when we do this. Saying so, hope you like this video, and do let me know in comment section how it was. Thank you. See you again.